Hey, good morning, good afternoon to you. Mark again here, WeatherMan Plus. We have some pretty big updates as far as what's going on with our storm now, plus the next tropical wave that we have coming. Plus, we have a lot of severe weather that is coming with this Arctic blast. This next one we're going to get. It's going to put you in about the low 60s possibly for the deep south. But it will come through and it will create a lot of thunderstorms with the cold front. So if you've never been here before, hello. My name is Mark. I do upload every single day, just not from Friday to sundown to Saturday to sundown. That's when I take my Sabbath. But make sure you hit the subscribe button because I will be uploading all hurricane season long. I'm actually all year around. Now the video I have right above my head shows you the rainfall amount for the next 36 hours. This is what you're going to experience as the rest of this tropical storm, tropical depression does move through the southeast and leaves out the Atlantic Ocean. As well as a video on the very top. It will show you that as this cold front comes through, it's going to break into all these thunderstorms all the way from Texas all the way to the Ohio Valley. And it's going to stream on down, bringing storms to people that's already in flooded conditions. You have a 2% warning for in this green and a 5% warning for tornado watch today for the Midwest and the Ohio Valley. Plus the Southeast also, you have a 2% in this green and you have a 5% in this brown. You could get some tropical tornadoes that could pop up as this system's whipping by. And for tomorrow, as this system moves through the Ohio Valley and this cold front moves behind it, it will push these storms to the northeast. And you will have a 2% chance for tornadoes in this green and a 5% chance for tornadoes for tomorrow. This is what it looks like right now with Tropical Depression Claudette moving through the southeast. And you can see the storms that's about to hit the Midwest now and be in Ohio Valley later today. So it is going to be a pretty hectic day with a lot of storms. Plus, happy Father's Day to all of you out there. I hope you have a very special, a very relaxing, a very happy Father's Day. Happy Father's Day. Now, the tropical depression is still named Claudette as it goes off to the coast for Monday, and it still be a tropical storm and move away. And that intensity guidance shows that it will mostly be a tropical storm. There's a couple models that show it could go off to a Cat 1, even possibly a Cat 2 as it goes into the Atlantic Ocean. And this has fluctuated a lot, but this is our power outages that we have right now. 18,000 Missouri, 13,000 Alabama, 11,000 Georgia, 10,000 Indiana, and still 5,000 in Puerto Rico. But this has fluctuated a whole bunch. Like Ohio, you still got 3,400. Illinois still 2,800. There's a lot of people without power. 1,800 Mississippi. It's just these are the highest totals. And I will put the link in the description to these videos. This is the winds coming onto Florida as Tropical Storm Claudette was going into the southeast. So it wasn't a direct hit or anything like that, but y'all did get the impacts. And here's a look in Slidell, Louisiana, because Louisiana also got a lot of flooding. Everybody got a lot of flooding, especially the Ohio Valley as well. But this video will be in the link as well as the other ones. Here's another shot in Louisiana with the flooding that they had to deal with. It really hit them pretty hard with a lot of rainfall. The winds were kind of mild, but the rain was the biggest part. But your temperatures today will be pretty warm. You'll be 80s and 90s almost everywhere. Florida, the mid-Atlantic, even the northeast. But the southwest, once again, you're going to be scorching. It's going to be over 114 degrees, over 107, 8 degrees. It's going to be very hot. And if you look at the wind gusts for today, as tropical depression does move across the southeast, it will bring 30 and 40 miles per hour winds. This is according to your HRR, high resolution rapid refresh. By the time you get to the PM hours, it's going to start picking up for Charleston and Myrtle Beach, South Carolina. Especially when you get to about 10 p.m. tonight, it'll be 40 and 50 miles per hour wind gusts as this system moves offshore. So please be aware that it will be dangerous on the beach. And when you look at your AO, your Arctic Oscillation, according to the Euro, you do see that from the 21st all the way to about the 24th, we do have a dip of cold air coming into our country. And the GFS confirms this. Matter of fact, it shows it's a little bit deeper around the 23rd. But at the same time, it does show that around the beginning of July, we could possibly have another one. And our next tropical wave is being picked up by multiple models. It shows that we have a big potential velocity anomaly right around the 25th through the 27th. Now, a lot of models are showing this can drag on to the 28th and 29th. I believe actually, since it's still 7 to 9 days away, this could actually drag into the beginning of next month. But also another anomaly coming across our MDR around the 29th. So we have something strong already brewing towards the end of the month, towards the beginning of next month plus whatever this is. So far, what our temperatures are looking like is not so bad. As you go into Tuesday, on the very beginning of the dip, on the 22nd, it's going to bring 50s to a lot of people, but as far as the deep south, it looks like lower 60s. Ohio Valley in the 50s, even Wisconsin and the intercoastal states of the Northeast could be seeing the 40s by this time. With a lot of 50s and 60s on the West Coast, which I'm sure y'all could use, and all the way down to 80s for the Southwest. So that'd be a lot better than 100. Now, as you go into Wednesday, that's going to be the deepest that is going to reach as far as the South, and it will put the Northeast into the 40s at this point. And so far, the deep South is going to be somewhere in the high 50s to low 60s. At this point, even northern Louisiana and Tennessee, y'all are going to be seeing about 50 degrees sometime around Tuesday and Wednesday. Thursday on the 24th, as that cold air leaves, it still will leave the Northeast into the 50s and possibly the 40s as you go into the New England states. Now, get to our tropical wave that's coming across, and we are showing a couple of different anomalies. We are showing that this energy will reach towards the Yucatan and the Western Caribbean, although we have multiple anomalies popping up at that time. So as you go from the 28th and you move forward, you can see this energy does move to the Gulf of Mexico. And I will show you with the shear that actually this could actually go southern. So I will let you know everything that we have. As it goes to the 29th, moves up the eastern side of the Gulf of Mexico and starts to strengthen. So far, as you go from the 29th into the end of this month, we have a 999 moving into the Panhandle of Florida. Now, I'm sure that will change. We all know how it does from 7 to 9 days. Matter of fact, I'm showing this could either go to Florida, Louisiana, or Texas. It's showing all of that in the ensembles. Matter of fact, the one, if it does go to Texas, shows it has the best chance for the most intensity. And you can see here with the vorticity, it is not very grouped up very good at all, but it does get grouped up right before landfall, and it does continue to stay strong all the way up Georgia as it moves along the mid-Atlantic. And here's another shot for you as it comes up Georgia sometime around the first of the month, and it goes up to mid-Atlantic, weakens greatly, and gets pushed out. Now here we are on the 28th, and this is very important because when I show you the shear, you're going to see that there's actually going to be a lot of shear coming through the Yucatan and Western Caribbean, so I believe that this could get pushed south. A lot of the energy does start to go that way. However, the pocket does relax for a while where it does has opportunity to get into the Gulf of Mexico, and that's what this run is seeing now. It sees it can make that northern push into the Western Caribbean, and that's what brings it into the Gulf of Mexico. Around the 28th, a lot of the models agree that's where the energy will be. But if you look at this shear, you'll see that the shear changes direction and it keeps it south. It keeps it over the Yucatan Peninsula. It gets into the south of the Gulf of Mexico with a whole bunch of wind shear into the Western Caribbean where nothing could actually get in there. But there is one chance. There's a pocket right here where there's an upper level low that does move to the west. And if that upper level low doesn't go as far down into the Western Caribbean, then that shear will not be there and it will be able to get into the Caribbean. But so far the update shows that the shear stays strong and it keeps it down into the south of the Gulf of Mexico. So far, I know it's not good for people in Central America and Mexico, but so far I don't see that happening yet. The shear is still too strong. And when we look at the SpaghettiOs to see what the possible ensembles are, it does show that it could be a strong system, which is that blue. It's all the way from 980 to 999. But you see how it keeps it south into the Gulf. However, if the shear releases, it will run more like this path right here, which gets very intensified as it gets towards landfall. So far towards Houston. This is going to change, I'm sure, but this is what I'm finding so far. So let's look at the perturbed members and see what's picking up so far. You can see down here that we do have a system that could go over to Yucatan, stay in the south of the Gulf of Mexico, which seems more believable right now because the wind shear is pretty strong. So that seems about right so far. Well, we also have right here in the very first member that it could go into the Gulf of Mexico and head towards Texas. So that is a possibility. And this member down here shows that it actually will go towards Louisiana. So if it gets in that Gulf, it just tells me that this members really don't know where it's going to go. It just knows that that energy is going to be south in the Gulf of Mexico. We just don't know exactly where yet. And if you look at the members all at one time, you can see it actually has a chance to go to all three places. So I will update you on that. So far, I'm not showing anything to worry. I'm showing that the shear is going to be strong, and it could make a southward push over to Yucatan, back where this storm just was. But as far as the possible cyclone locations, it could be a 980 to 999 to Louisiana, to Texas, And the one that's going towards Houston could actually intensify to a 960 to a 979. That's what we have so far. And according to the GEM model, which actually shows what I think it's going to do, because it's going to be a lot of shear. There's going to be an upper level low over Cuba, and it's going to bring that wind shear way down into the Caribbean. So it has the energy going towards Central America and making a western push to the Gulf of Mexico, to the south of Gulf of Mexico. And that's where the GM model is showing that all this is going to float to, which is more believable because of the shear. And here's the update as far as GFS goes. It does show that it does make it towards Central America, but it don't show that northern push right there because of that shear. It shows that it makes a western push and goes so far into the south of the Gulf of Mexico. All right, so I'm going to play this for you. There's an AM3K. You can see the storm system moving in the southeast. You can see the storms in the Midwest, and that will move into the Ohio Valley. You'll also see that this big long line of storms that's going to come when we do this Arctic blast, and it will put another line of severe storms that's going to move towards the southeast, as well as towards the mid-Atlantic and the northeast as well. So God bless you all today. Hope you have a very blessed day today. God bless all you fathers out there. Hope you have a great day as well. Proverbs 20. Wine is a mocker, strong drink is raging, and whosoever is deceived thereby is not wise. The fear of a king is as the roaring of a lion, whose provoketh him to anger sinneth against his own soul. It is an honor for a man to cease from strife, but every fool will be meddling. The sluggard will not plow by reason of the cold, therefore shall he beg in harvest and have nothing. Counsel in the heart of man is like deep water, but a man of understanding will draw it out. Most men will proclaim every one his own goodness, but a faithful man who can find? The just man walketh in his integrity, his children are blessed after him. A king that sitteth in a throne of judgment scattereth away all evil with his eyes. Who can say, I have made my heart clean, I am pure from my sin? Divers weights and divers measures, both of them are alike abomination to the Lord. Even a child is known by his doings, whether his work be pure and whether it be right. The hearing ear and the seeing eye, the Lord hath made even both of them. Love not sleep, lest thou come to poverty. Open thine eyes, and thou shalt be satisfied with bread. It is naught, saith the buyer. But when he is gone his way, then he boasteth. There is gold and a multitude of rubies, but the lips of knowledge are a precious jewel. Take this garment that is surety for a stranger, and take a pledge of him for a strange woman. Bread of deceit is sweet to a man, but afterwards his mouth shall be filled with gravel. Every purpose is established by counsel, and with good advice make war. He that goeth about as a talebearer revealeth secrets. Therefore meddle not with him that flattereth with his lips. Whoso curseth his father or his mother, his lamp shall be put out in obscure darkness. An inheritance may be gotten hastily at the beginning, but the end thereof shall not be blessed. Say not thou, I will recompense evil, but wait on the Lord, and he shall save thee. Divers weights are an abomination unto the Lord, and a false balance is not good. Man's goings are of the Lord. How can a man then understand his own way? It is a snare to the man who devoureth that which is holy, and after vows to make inquiry. A wise king scattereth the wicked, and bringeth the weal over them. The spirit of man is the candle of the Lord, searching all the inward parts of the belly. Mercy and truth preserve the king, and his throne is upholden by mercy. The glory of young men is their strength, and the beauty of old men is the gray head. The blueness of a wound cleanseth away evil. So do stripes the inward parts of the belly. Amen. Bless you all today. Hope y'all be okay. I know a lot of y'all are still losing power. A lot of y'all are still without power. I do pray it does come on very quickly. Have a great day today, guys. God bless you. All glory does go to Yahweh, God of Jacob. Amen. Hallelujah, guys. Have a very, very, very great day.